As much as I would love to announce more races here today, I think I better turn it over to some true professionals. To introduce our state president this year, I would like to welcome to the stage friends and family of our next speaker. Sam Saporsky, Curtis Weltzine, Colin Weltzine, and Casey's dad, Mark Denk.
As it is said by the Sentinel, through these doors pass many friends of the FFA. It is their duty to see that the doors are open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. While this may be true here in these hallowed halls, Casey always seemed to think this meant my college house too, always yelling Sammy as she walked through the doors, as my doors were always open whether I wanted to be or not, since she knew the code. And no matter what time it was, from 1 p.m. to 2 a.m., nights filled with playing pool, shooting darts, and Casey's favorite, movie night. However, through her actions, it showed me what true friendship looks like and how life is always better when friends are around.
If you know Casey, you know she loves to talk and laugh with just about anyone. Whether it's a middle school FFA member at a fire conference or a 75-year-old retired dairy farmer at an FFA banquet, she's guaranteed to make time to chew the fat with them. But she also knows how to listen, and that's exactly why she's made such an incredible impact on her teammates, members, and everyone else she's met the last 2 years.
Denk's always been one to joke around. In fact, at times, I'm not even sure she has a serious bone in her body. So I don't know what she's gonna say in this speech, but if I was you, I wouldn't take it too seriously. Heck, I mean, she's got 4 dudes introducing her, so you probably get the idea. It ain't gonna be too sappy. But I will say, for being a spoiled youngest child, she turned out all right. When she does something, she does it well. Whatever she does, whatever she says today, it's gonna be good, so listen up.
Hardworking, driven, honest, sincere, caring, competitive, and spunky are a few of the words that I use to describe Casey. The last 2 years of the FFA has allowed Casey to grow into an agricultural advocate, caring friend, dedicated teammate, and loving daughter. I have thoroughly enjoyed the late night talks about our weekly experiences. I've heard about all you wonderful FFA members and many of your SAE projects around the state. I've heard a lot about the sponsors, businesses that are so important to the success of the FFA, and a lot about different instructors, administrators, and parents that make this experience possible for all of you members. Our family is so very proud of what she has accomplished and look forward to seeing what her next track in life will be. So without further ado, here's my daughter,
Our friend and your state FFA president, Casey Denk.
Some of the finest and most valuable moments of my life have happened on my family's farm. Our farm was where my siblings and I played outside until wee hours of the night and learned to never say we were bored, because we'd wake up the next morning with a laundry list of things to accomplish. Growing up, we thought we were just having fun and helping out our parents. But looking back now, I realized that life on the farm was laying the foundation for all the values I would hold dear for the rest of my life. It's the foundation that taught me nothing in life happens by chance, and it's the foundation of my value of hard work. And these weren't the only values that got instilled on my family's farm. Growing up, our parents encouraged us to get involved, to try new things, and to build connections, working to make us well-rounded individuals. But this did not mean our responsibilities at home or on the farm got dismissed. You see, my dad's not a big fan of the this or that mentality. He's more of a this, then that type of guy. And don't even think about mentioning that you'll do it tomorrow, because he'll come back with the, oh yes, Casey, it's always tomorrow. But yesterday's tomorrow is today, and it's still not done. Yeah, nothing makes him more upset than that. My dad lives by the motto of the workday's not done until the work is done, and implemented this same value into my siblings and I, and took full advantage of our summer schedule when we were home from school and ready to conquer his daily to-do list. Growing up, there was a certain level of expectations we knew we needed to meet. But I think we can all agree that summer is busy. And at 14 years old, I thought my summer schedule was busier than anyone else around me. I had volleyball practice, FFA obligations, my daily afternoon snooze, and was busy preparing for the county fair. On top of all of this, one particular week, I was asked to help my brother out around the farm. More specifically, I was delegated the task of weed whacking. Everybody's favorite job. I mean, it is pretty simple and something I had done a couple dozen times, but there was no way this was going to be feasible. I had no spare time in my schedule for a silly task like that. Well, at least that's what I thought, until my friends asked me to head north for the weekend to spend some time together before school started. Suddenly, my schedule started to clear up. I was so excited. We were gonna go boating, tubing, and soak in some sunshine. I was pumped. I mean, who wouldn't be? Well, you probably guessed it. To no one's surprise, Mr. Mark Denk did not share the same level of enthusiasm for the fun and relaxing weekend we were planning. And after I built up the gumption to ask him for permission for the second time, with a little convincing and a lot of bargaining, he agreed to let me go, but under one stipulation. The job I had had weeks to accomplish had to get done prior to our departure time at 9 a.m. the next morning. This was music to my ears. Suddenly, the job I deemed impossible for weeks was going to be possible in the next 12 hours. It was weed whacking time. I packed my bags, went to bed early, and woke up with the birds to get our yard into tip-top shape. Between me and the weed whacker, I had a lot of time to digest what had just happened. And honestly, I wasn't pleased. First of all, weed whacking at 5:30 in the morning is not one of my favorite hobbies. But that's not why I was upset. It's when I came to the realization that it took hanging out with friends to give me the motivation to finish a project I had been asked to do. I wasn't living up to the levels of standards I had set for myself, and I definitely wasn't living up to the level of value my father worked to instill in me. Our families lay the foundation for the level of value in which we're expected to show. My dad explained it to me like this: it's the pennies and dimes that make the difference in this industry and our lives. Our values are pennies and dimes. Our values are what make us who we are today. Our values are what make us successful. And when we start valuing hard work and dedication as much as we value honor and glory, our wins will happen more frequently, because success doesn't happen by chance, but it is a product of our determination. What values has your upbringing instilled in you? At what level of value are you expected to show up at? Sometimes, like 14-year-old Casey, we may think that this level is unachievable. We may think that we don't have enough time in our schedules. How dare our parents ask us to do that chore? Why in the world did my FFA advisor volunteer me to do that contest? What do you mean? This assignment is homework? But when you step back and reflect, I hope we can all come to the same realization I did while weed whacking. Our values aren't just the foundational level that makes us who we are, isn't just the foundational level that our parents and mentors push us to be at. They're the foundational level that makes us who we are today. And if we can't live level with our values, how can we expect to level up anywhere else in this world? Throughout our time in FFA, we're encouraged to step out of our comfort zones and to always put our best self forward, because great moments happen through great opportunities. Over the past 8 years of being an FFA member and taking advantage of all the opportunities the Blue and Gold has presented to me has been a remarkable experience, and has no doubt changed me for the better. But it's not just this organization and the workshop materials that fostered this change. It's the people within and surrounding the blue corduroy jacket. It's the past state officers who serve as role models. It's our FFA alumni who give us endless support. It's FFA advisors who dedicate their life to this organization. It's my teammates who became my best friends. And it's FFA members from around the state that believe in the future of agriculture. It's the people we meet while being a part of this organization that leaves the impact on our lives. The connections we make throughout our time in FFA continue to travel with us, impacting us for years to come. This became evident to me 3 years ago at the start of my freshman year of college. From a young age, I was always told that college will be the best 4 years of your life, and watching my sister enjoy her time at school, I couldn't wait to get to experience it for myself. I decided to attend the University of Wisconsin River Falls, but coming in as a freshman during the heat of COVID kind of put a damper on the whole go out, mingle, and meet new friends stage of freshman year. Well, at least until November. In November of 2020, our college friend group formed. And since then, this group of people has had the largest impact on my life of any other group of people I've ever met. Now, if you guys know me or have ever talked to me about my time as a Falcon, you know that I play a lot of intramural sports. And really, this shouldn't come as too big of a surprise because in my mind, there's no better way to spend an evening than some friendly competition, throw in some athletic events, and we've got ourselves the makings of a perfect night. But as the year progressed and our friend group started spending more time together, I quickly realized that as much as I love the adrenaline rush from our competitions, it was the individuals that made up our team that made our time truly special. Over the course of the past 3 years, our intramural team, the Cattlemen, have become my best friends, main support group, and largest influences. Because of them, playing cards has become one of my favorite hobbies. Because of them, my wardrobe consists of way too many Campus Rec t-shirts. Because of them, I've spent more hours at the River Falls bowling alley than the River Falls library. But most importantly, because of them, I became a better person. And it's because of this organization that I have the privilege of knowing these individuals. Our friend group is filled with people who have taught me to stay grounded, to support each other during our highs and lows, and to always act with purpose. But most importantly, they've taught me to live a life where nobody can question your character, to do the right thing when nobody's watching, to work harder, and to act without expectation of reward or praise. Over time, the people we choose to surround ourselves with impact us. Slowly, we start to pick up their verbal lingo, hand gestures, and we start to embody their character. Our families lay the foundation for the level of value in which we're expected to show. The people we choose to surround ourselves with build us up and elevate our values to the next level. Lucky for us, the FFA organization and the agriculture industry are full of individuals who will elevate us to the next level. FFA members, it's easy to get wrapped up in the wrong group or to get pulled in directions we aren't certain about. But in these moments, we need to find the courage to step back, recenter our focus, and level our values. It takes time to find and build your support group, but always remember, it's quality over quantity. And the quality of character instilled in every single one of you is inspiring. The impacts and connections we make throughout our time in FFA don't leave us when we retire our jackets. They continue to influence us for years to come by surrounding us with individuals who bring out the best in us. Who are you allowing to influence you? Do the people you choose to surround yourselves with build you up and elevate your values to the next level? And who are you influencing? Work to be the positive role model for younger FFA members and serve as the leader you looked up to when you were in their position. Encourage FFA members to get involved and lead them in the direction of success while helping them stay true to their character. Because although the people we choose to surround ourselves with impact us, we have the responsibility to level up those around us as well. Who we are is dependent on our values and our support groups, but it is also dependent on the experiences we've been able to learn from. Growing up, I was an active kid, whether it was working on the farm, participating in extracurriculars, or attending sporting events. I was always looking for the next thing to do. Sports were always a big interest of mine, but with my parents' busy work schedules and farming obligations, my siblings and I couldn't compete in sports until school ball started in middle school. I was eager to try anything, and to say the least, I was elated when the volleyball sign-up came out the fall semester of my 7th grade year. My friends and I signed up, attended our first week of practice, and I quickly felt like I had found my place. I went on to play volleyball with the same group of girls for the rest of my middle school and high school career. As summer practices were coming to an end, I was working hard to keep my starting position. I was just voted team captain, and I was stoked for my senior season. I thought I had it all together until we had our first conference matchup, and I didn't see my name on the starting lineup. Okay. My coach told me we were trying something different and to be ready to go in whenever I heard my number. So that's exactly what I did. After what seemed like an eternity of sitting on the bench, I heard my number, I went in, I served again, and I heard my number. Wait, what? This made no sense to me. I waited, I went in, I served, we scored the points, and I was being taken out? My mind quickly shifted to what had I done wrong to lose my starting position, and how is a team captain supposed to help their team while sitting on the bench? After a while, I was wondering what I could have done differently, and I questioned what was my purpose on the team. So I went and talked to my coach, and she told me, keep doing what you're doing. This is the position we need you for. Well, that was not the answer I was looking for, and it definitely wasn't one I wanted to accept. But over time, it made sense. My senior season, my new position was a relief server. I could either complain about it, or I could make sure that every single time I entered the court, my teammates could count on me. I had to shift my mindset from being upset that my time on the court was limited to being thankful that my coaches found my purpose on the team. High school sports and being a part of any team teaches us a handful of lessons. My senior year of volleyball taught me the importance of optimism. Throughout our lives, we are going to be tested, challenged, and tried, but it is how we overcome each obstacle and how we view each setback that will help us grow. We have to use every experience we've been given to learn from it to push ourselves to reach levels beyond what we thought we could accomplish. Our families lay the foundation for the level of value in which we're expected to show. The people we choose to surround ourselves with build us up and elevate those values to the next level. But ultimately, we are the only person who can learn from our experiences to push ourselves to reach levels beyond what we thought we could accomplish. When we stay true to our values, surround ourselves with good individuals, and chase new experiences, we are leveling up, becoming the person we were meant to be. Be proud of your values, invest time into meaningful relationships, and chase new experiences. The values this organization works to instill in us, the support group it grants us, and the experiences it gives us are second to none. Let's make sure to capitalize on each one of these, becoming the person we were meant to be with every value gained, person met, and experience had. Because FFA members, the question isn't, who are you? But instead, what are your values, who is your support group, and what experiences have you been able to learn from? We have to live level with our lives. Our families, advisors, and communities have given us a strong foundation for the level of values in which we're expected to show. Use your friends to encourage one another to reach levels beyond what you thought you could accomplish. But ultimately, you set the level of your life. Only you can learn from the experiences you've been given to level up and elevate your values. FFA members, following this session, you are all going to be handed a card to keep in your FFA jacket for the rest of your FFA career. Not that one, that's a sticky note. I'm a little more professional than that. But you're going to be handed a card as you exit the session hall. Please use this card to remind you to use your foundational values, supportive people, and unique experiences you've been given to level up and elevate your life.
These are my people. This is where I come from. We're giving this life everything we've got and then some. It ain't always pretty, but it's real. It's a way we were made, wouldn't have it any other way. These are my people.
Casey, Joe, Genevieve, Denk. Your love for Quick Trip, beef cows, and intramural sports makes you the goofy and compassionate Section 2 Mondovian we all know and love. You are strong through every circumstance, and your strength allows others to thrive. Your determination and beliefs on life challenge others to stand up and be just as enthusiastic.
Thank you for always being down for an adventure. Whether it was our morning breakfast runs in Marshfield, traveling halfway across the state to see some of your fellow teammates, or anything in between. You have truly set the bar high for each of us, and have been our biggest supporter throughout thick and thin throughout this past year.
Your heart for others and your love for the Mondovi Buffalo are about as big as it gets. This year, you have always given 100%. Thank you for being our witty, decisive, purposeful, and fearless leader.
Casey, you've absolutely brought so much light to our lives this past year. Thank you for always being an example for others by never losing sight of why we are truly here. You have taken steps to encourage every single individual in this convention hall to be unapologetically themselves, because you are that very example.
Wisconsin FFA, for the final time, your 2022-2023 Wisconsin FFA State President, Ms. Casey Denk.
These are my